Hello, Fountain Hills, and welcome to your real estate market report for November 2025. I'm Jed Williams with Hagan Realty, and if you're living or looking in Germantown, there is no better place to keep up with what's going down in real estate than right here. This month, we had updates on 11 different properties, including 1 new listing, 4 price changes, 5 new contracts, 1 failed contract, and 4 closings. Now, that is a very busy November, so let's get moving. We'll start off with 13514 Champions Way. This is a 4-story townhouse that the listing agent claims is a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath with 3,200 square feet, but I could only find 4 bedrooms, and that's claiming the loft as one, and it looks more like about 2,200 square feet to me, but I'm sure no one else will notice that, so they listed it for $565,000 on November 18th and dropped their price by $10K on the 27th, which was Thanksgiving. Personally, I'm thankful I know enough never to do that. Next up, 18708 Lake Mary Celeste Lane. Wow, that is a mouthful of an address. It's also a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath mid-level entry townhome. It listed for $549,900 back in June, dropped twice in July down to $499,900, came off the market and relisted in September with another $10K price drop, this time to $489,900. Another price drop on November 4th. This was their 4th, I believe, and for another $10K, and they ended the month at 163 days on market. 18810 Lake Placid Lane, a single family with 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, and 3,024 square feet. It listed in October for $874,999 and went under contract on November 5th after 15 days on market. They closed on the 21st for $875 even, $1 over their list price. Don't spend it all in one place. 18913 Porterfield Way. This 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 1,900 square foot single family popped up this coming soon in August and went active in September at $725,000. They dropped their price twice in September to $699, pulled off the market temporarily on October 1st, then came back on the 15th, still at the same price. They went under contract on November 12th after 58 days on market. 13304 Rising Sun Lane is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,300 square foot townhome that hit the market in October, priced at $524,900. They dropped their price 2 weeks later to $499,900 and went under contract on November 18th after 34 days on market. Just down the block, we've got 13417 Rising Sun Lane. It's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 1,600 square foot English basement townhome that listed for $572,900 in October and went under contract a few days later. But that contract fell through, and they were back on the market. Now, they got a second buyer on November 19th and signed that contract after 33 days on market, so here's hoping that one sticks. And on the same block, 13433 Rising Sun Lane is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath English basement townhome. It was listed for $592,000 in early July, and by the end of the month, they dropped their price twice, by a total of $17,000 to $575,000. They went under contract in October after 97 days on market and closed on November 17th for $565,000. That was $27,000 below their original list price. 18801 Sparkling Water Drive is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,183 square foot condo that listed for $325,000 in September and went under contract in October after 22 days on market. That contract fell through, and they went back on the market on November 13th with a $10K price drop, before going back under contract 3 days later. Well, fingers crossed that this one closes next month. 18808 Sparkling Water Drive, Unit 102, is a very rare 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo that's actually the same size as the larger 2 bedrooms. It listed in September, priced at $339,000, and went under contract in October after 12 days on market. They closed on November 7th for $320,000. That's $19K under their asking price. 18809 Sparkling Water Drive, Unit T3 is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,161 square foot terrace-level condo. They listed in October, priced at $325,000. They dropped that price on November 21st to $315,000 and ended the month at 39 days on market. That brings us to our final property for the month. Another one of my team's listings, 18928 Fountain Hills Drive. This is a gorgeous 4-bedroom, 3.5-bath single family we listed for $750,000 in September and went under contract just 11 days later. We closed on November 6th for $750K, our full list price. Not too shabby when our competition dropped their price twice by more than $25,000 and took 58 days to go under contract. That's 5 times longer than we did. But who's counting? Taking a step back out to look at the rest of Germantown, November saw some chilly winter winds starting to blow. There were 54 new listings in November, which is actually pretty typical for this time of year, and exactly the same as last November. Contract activity, though, was down. The 58 new contracts signed in this month is 18% below last year's number. And time on market is definitely creeping up. On average, Germantown homes are taking 40 days to go under contract. Well, the ones that do go under contract anyway, as the listing failure rate remains concerningly high at 26.8%. That's 50% higher than it was this time last year. Then we come to prices. Now, I've been saying that prices would turn negative this fall ever since our February market report, and they did in October. November saw them fall at a slightly worse pace of 1.0% year over year. I don't think we're done yet, though. My prediction is that we're down 2.5% by March. Switching tracks to mortgages, the average 30-year fixed-rate loan was up this month, but only slightly, ending November at 6.40%. Be sure to check back next month for another Fountain Hills market report, or if you'd prefer more timely updates, including all of the listing photos for each property, register at the link in the description, and we'll set you up with a free automatic email anytime a Fountain Hills property hits the market, has a price change, goes under contract, or closes. And remember, if you or one of your Fountain Hills neighbors are looking to buy or sell, give me and my team a call. I'm Jed Williams with Hagan Realty. In Fountain Hills, you'll be moved.